the team for the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, everyone. Let me get everything in place here. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Thursday, April 10th, and we are underway at the Masters, and we have a leader right now to get the morning started off. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. Zach Johnson, former champion, has a second birdie here in just a couple of holes. He holds the lead right now at the Masters at 2 under par. We're just underway. Got maybe a dozen or 2 dozen golfers having teed off so far, and great excitement certainly here this weekend for our favorite golf tournament, everyone's favorite. Come on, the Masters right now. And don't forget, I mean, we're just underway. You can still attack these futures boards. We've got our video with the Sports Betting Bros here on the Sports Money Network. You can check it out under the videos tab and see who Mikey and Jeff like for the tournament. No spoilers. We got time. They're just teeing off. Really, nobody's getting out too far. There's nothing going to be changing here. Freddie Couples, talk about champions. He's got a birdie to go to 1 under here. Other guys with birds so far. Michael Kim, Johnny Vegas, Mike Weir, I see here right now hitting here, and Nico Echeverria had a birdie early, but he gave one back. So, all right. Good morning, everyone. We're going to preview. Hey, we got definitely a manageable show. We got to watch the Masters, man. This show is not going to be too long today. We've got 5 games in Major League Baseball. 4 of them or 6 games in Major League Baseball. 5 of them are matinees. Here we got 5 in the NBA, 10 games in the NHL, and maybe we'll even have a couple of picks on the Frozen Four tonight. Denver and Western Michigan, Penn State and Boston U, as we get ready for the Final Four of the NCAA college hockey tournament today. Let me say hello to a few folks, and then we'll just get going with this show. I want to say hello to everyone joining me in the chat. Let's go. Joe T. He starts us off today. Thank you, Joe. He's on vacation. Well, he's not on vacation. We're not. He's checking in with us from Florida. Enjoy, Joe. There, Nuke, hello. He's got Rory. He likes Rory. He's going a little bit of chalk here, but we've not seen Rory in this kind of form in quite a while. So Rory, ready to roll. Good morning to Robert McCormick. Joe W. is here today. Sports Money is here as well. Like I said, check out the brothers with their picks. You can check out my picks too over at winnable.com. Behind the paywall this week, but you get the free plays from the guys. They have some great golfers here on their list today. I took some first round action too with a couple of guys. So, all right, let's see who else is here today. My man, Thomas Lewis. He helps me out in the chat, gathering all the plays together for some of our consensus plays. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. And check us out here with some of our other videos for this weekend, including NRL. We saw last night some NRL action with the Dolphins and the Panthers. We got more games tonight, so check out our video with Dan, with Smythe. They've got the NRL preview for round 6 of the action here this week. You know, you can catch NRL rugby on a lot of the main Fox channels here, Fox 2 and Fox Soccer channels. So those games are on, and we got the previews up and going here with the guys from Down Under. Also, let's see who else is joining us. Jim Casey here today. He says, anyone got the Spurs here? Oh, he means, I guess he means last night there, right? We had the Spurs, I know that, plus the points anyway, against Golden State. We did okay, I thought, with our basketball. Hockey, I'd better quit. I think I lost them all. I thought it was going to be a low-scoring night. We had some of the most ridiculous scores. Change in direction, right? Better get on these overs a little bit. This is the way it's going to go. I whiffed big time. But basketball, we did have the consensus winner. You had them. I had them. Everybody had them except maybe just one or two people who are they don't really focus. They just are homers. They root for their teams. But Orlando smashed Boston there. Everybody saw that one coming with the personnel issues there. And I went with the under here on the show with you guys going with Orlando yesterday. That was so obvious, really. Also, we have the Chicago Bulls here yesterday as our pick on the Morning Steam show. We had a premium pick winner last night with Utah over Portland. Also, we had Denver over Sacramento here on the show. We had a premium pick winner I mentioned there with San Antonio. We also had some winners on the show yesterday. We had OKC over troubled Phoenix. We had the Clippers to roll late last night as a winner here on the show. Major League Baseball winners yesterday included consensus winner. You guys had them. New York Yankees on the road against Detroit yesterday. I had the Texas Rangers over the Chicago Cubs yesterday. Also, I had the Arizona Diamondbacks over Baltimore with Brandon Pfaadt on the mound. Also, winner here yesterday with me on the total with the Dodgers and the Nationals. Game total over winner on the show yesterday. Also, I had Chicago White Sox run line. Got that late run, top of the ninth inning for the run line win over Cleveland. I also had the under in the game between Portland Toronto and Boston yesterday. We went under in that game with Gausman, and Houck. And also a winner here on the show yesterday with Milwaukee. They just put up 17 runs on Colorado. And my hockey winners yesterday, that was it. Nothing. Couldn't find a winner on the ice. Had it backwards right now and got to understand. I guess I better understand that the defense is gone for the rest of the season here over the weekend. So we're going to pivot direction a little bit, take a few overs for sure. Not blindly, but almost every game I got to figure after what you saw last night. I was touting a grand salami under. And every game went over by a mile and some of the most crazy scores you'd ever want to see. So let's see who else is here today. Oldie, hello. Nice to have Oldie today. And Cash Kane, ready to go. Toucan says, check out that tennis. Hey, I think I've already brought home. Hopefully you are on with me here with the tennis action today over at winnable.com. I did send out a 4-pack of plays, and we've already come home with a winner with Davidovich Fokina plus 3 games over Jack Draper. Didn't need it. I should have just went money line. Davidovich Fokina, a 185 dog here, maybe down to 160 by the time they served. But winner over Draper, and I'm in action right now with Popyrin plus 4.5 games over Casper Ruud. That's probably going to be a winner here. They're in the third set right now, tied, I believe, at 1. And we're getting plenty of games there as well. But 2 of my plays are still yet to come, so check me out over at winnable.com. Let's go to that right now as we see there with the plays. There, let me see those plays again. Borges there going up against Tsitsipas, and he's got Paris first quarter in Euro baskets here on a Thursday. Get my tennis plays over at winnable.com. You can still latch on to some of my plays also for the Masters, but those are behind the paywall. All I ask is hey, you can subscribe for 56 cents a day. I'd pay 56 cents a day for your picks. Come at me. I would do it. And maybe you'd consider doing it as well. over at winnable.com. Get all my plays. I send out a couple packages every day. Send out some plays overnight also here with action in the Masters there on the subscription package, and also those free plays that I mentioned there yesterday with the tennis action. Here, the tennis is on the VIP picks. So there's still 4 matches to go today in Monte Carlo. So check me out over at winnable.com. Get more plays from me, plays for days. When you use the promo code STEAM, you save 20%. And I really appreciate that. That's how you support me here on the Sports Money Network. All right. Appreciate you listening to that. We got a few more comments in the chat here. Just say what's going on here. Let me check out a few more folks with us here today. And we've got, thanks everybody for joining me here as I kind of catch up here. Here we go. Flea Mathis here today. Mikey says, am I MIA right now? What's going on? I don't know. Am I here? Am I on? Am I muted? All right. We've got Jim talking about what we saw yesterday with that game. AOD. Hello. Nice to see you. And Terrell, he says, maybe you can get on, anticipate. This is a time. Maybe anticipate the ins and outs. Maybe Patrick, the sports betting groovy alien, of course, is joining us. Tom Leach here. He's got his plays right. And look, he says he's fading Rory. Now, no problem fading one or any of them, right? You probably don't want to take all these favorites here. And yeah, it's hard to get on. Guys like Scotty here. Look, we know Scotty's a great player, but remember, he really hasn't had that great. He had the injury before the first of the year. He had that cut on his hand, whatever. We haven't heard too much about it, but obviously had to, miss some time there, and probably not a whole big issue necessarily, but. Who in the Masters do you really want to be on something as low as a 5-1 or a 13-2 shot? Maybe pick one of them. That's what I've done. Kind of have one at the top, and then the group's down a little bit. So, all right, let's see who else is here. Lex is here today. Thank you, Lex. We'll get going with the show. And another bird here. We got a tie atop the leaderboard as Chris Kirk has a birdie, and he's at 2 under. Brian Harmon, look out. He's here with a 1 under par as well. And JT Poston just posted a birdie. All right. And exciting. Can't wait to watch more Masters action. I like putting every TV on the Masters with their different feeds, so the room is all green. I love that. Thank you to Nuke, bracket champion. Tom Lee says it always comes down to Rory kind of choking there a little bit. All right. Oh, Mike. Show started without Mike here today. All right. We'll get right to it, I guess, here and get to our card today. I think we mentioned it all. Don't forget. Oh, I'm sorry. Mikey's here. I better get the plugs in. Check out the guys with First Strike. Yesterday, we've got 3 plays from the guys with their top plays for UFC 314 this weekend. Volkanovski and Lopez, and we'll be here with our live companion coverage on Saturday. We're just 2 days away from this great card in Florida with the featherweight title, the vacant featherweight title, and Volkanovski. Can he get back to the top here against a busy Lopez? And our other previews. Also check out me and VB for VB MMA picks this week. We previewed our favorite fights on the card as well with Clint McLean from the Die Hard MMA podcast. So check us out this week with VB MMA picks. VB MMA picks is sponsored by SXBet, the world's largest blockchain betting exchange. Okay, like I said, if I could get started, we can make a short show out of this. I don't want to keep you. Let's get to some of these matinees here today with the White Sox here on the road taking on Cleveland. You got Jonathan Cannon here in this one. Cannon comes in here, not the old large man from the 1970s sitcom, or not, I mean, police drama. It was a sitcom with Cannon. All right, here we go. Just making chat to kind of catch up to my stats here. All right, here we go with Cannon here in this one. The White Sox are 0-2 with Jonathan Cannon so far. The White Sox are on a losing streak already. They're already 2-9 on the season, averaging 3.1 runs per game so far. Cleveland did win here against the White Sox the first two games, 1-0 and 3-2 last night. Like I said, we were on the White Sox last night on the run line. They actually did get it done with a run at the top of the ninth inning, but they still did win. Did the Guardians yesterday to improve to 5-6. For Gavin Williams here, 2 starts, no record. Guardians are 1-1 with Gavin Williams on the mound. Showing this line right now, I have it there at 215, but that's long gone. Here, Cleveland is up to 250 here in this one. That doesn't sound great. I mean, I get it, but or maybe I don't get it here with these two. But let's see what you got. I mean, Williams does have some pretty decent numbers against this anticipated lineup. Current total is down here to 7 over 20. It feels like a little bit of a move to the under today. We can go to the chat. We can get your plays here in this one. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. Let's go to the chat right now. And maybe I'll cover a few numbers with these two coming in with this White Sox team having lost 7 straight games right now. They're also 0-6 in their last 6 games against Cleveland so far, and they've been losing here on the road as well. They're winless at 0-5 Cleveland. This is their first homestand of the season, actually, so they're 2-0 on it. Guardians here for Thomas. White Sox cash cane first 5 and money line full game for the White Sox, I guess, right? And here Patrick says it's $2 hot dog day. That sounds like my kind of day. Cash Cane says reverse run line even on the White. He really likes the White Sox here with Cannon today. Terrell, he likes Barnaby Jones, the streets of San Francisco, Kojak. How about Beretta? And keep your eye on the sparrow. Ba-da-dum. All right, Tom Leach likes the under here, and Thomas liked Raymond Burr as Ironside. All right. Cleveland's won 5 of their last 6 at home against the White Sox. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. And Cleveland here been going under so far. First 2 games of this series, obviously under. Cleveland's gone under in 5 of their last 7 games overall. So, and Shaft, and out of all those songs, out of the theme songs of the shows, I think only Shaft probably can. Did any song get as high on the charts as Shaft? Out of those themes, I think Shaft was higher than the theme from Beretta. All right, I guess it's time for me to go here on the first matchup here of the day between the White Sox taking on the Guardians here as we get underway with the show. And, okay, it's going to be my call here. And, man, this is just getting too high for me. I kind of want to trust Cannon here a little bit to maybe have a decent start. It's just that this White Sox offense has just been so dismal. I mean, they got to be bottom 3 already, right? The way things are going here. All right, I'll still come in here in the, I'm going to have to go with the under in this one with the White Sox and the Guardians here. Give me the under 7 at this point. All right. I kind of want to take the side again with the White Sox, but let me go with the under here. All right. And Tom Leach here, and there's Sub ready to go today. We do have Europa fixtures, Thursday action here in soccer today with uh, Europa League today, including maybe the featured game here, Manchester United at Lyon, Bilbao at Rangers, Frankfurt at Tottenham as well. Also tonight in Mexico, my Tijuana Cholos in action against San Luis. They're a favorite in that one. How about it? All right. Thank you, Sub, for joining us. All right, we're off to a little bit of a rough start here, but let's keep it going in Major League Baseball right now with the Angels taking on the Rays here in Tampa. And you've got Zach Littell on the mound here in this one for Tampa Bay. He's going up here against Jose Soriano in this one. For Soriano here, a 1-1 record and 2 starts, a 3.65 ERA and a .97 whip. The Angels are 7-4. Rays did get the win yesterday to stop that losing streak, so good job for the Rays. They did win the game 5-4 yesterday. Got a little bit wild there at the end, but Rays improved to 5-6. Now, Zach Littell does come in with an 0-2 record so far this season for Tampa Bay, a 4.15 ERA, .92 the whip, 217 batting average against here coming into this one. Let's see what you got here with the Angels. Finally brought down to earth here a little bit after their hot start. Still looking pretty good. Tampa is 5-3 at home so far this season, 5-2 straight up as a favorite. But let's go to the chat and see what you have here in this one. Angels, like I said, coming in pretty hot, but they're still Rays have won 14 of the last 20 meetings between these two teams. It's just that the Rays have lost 5 of 6 before yesterday's win stopped that 5-game losing streak. 11 of the last 16 meetings between these two teams have gone over. And, total's a little bit high, but maybe we could get some more runs. I mean, they went for 9 yesterday. This total right now is at 8. Mostly 8, maybe shaded to the over a little bit here. And let's see what you guys have in this one. This was our game yesterday that we ended up the consensus. So it looked like I was going to do something yesterday, but we had the Angels as a consensus play. Hey, I was with you yesterday. I didn't pivot. All right, here's Tom Leach on the Angels. Thomas is on Tampa Bay. Sub has a play in that soccer match. It says go over 3 in the Tottenham-Frankfurt game. That's the Sub Club. And Tom Leach says, it's tough. You got a matinee getaway day, right? Maybe a little tougher, but hey, we're not going to stop firing. Here's Angels in this one for Bobby Mack. Anybody does? Here's the question. Does Robert McCormick take Robert McCormick in the Masters? Or does he just take him every week? Does it take him every week? Do you take him this week? Does Bobby Mack take Bobby Mack? That would be my question. Do we just take Bobby Mack because it's Bobby Mack? All right. Jerry says you can't really trust Cannon there. Young pitcher. I mean, look, Cannon, likely he'll probably go on, have some good numbers. White Sox will still be bad and he'll get traded to a great team like with Garrett Crochet, who'll probably go on to great success in his career. All right. Home run. That's right. With Hop there. Look, I actually don't mind the matchup here for Hop. I was on a show yesterday talking about this game, and I mentioned Hop today. And Jerry says Angels and the under. Like I said, I maybe got lucky there with that little bit of overaction yesterday, but let's see what you guys got here. This one does feel like maybe it could still be a little bit low scoring. Let me go to the chat here a little bit. All right. And Bobby Mack says, Bobby Mack ain't going to even make the cut. Bobby Mack's fading Bobby Mack. That's not good. All right. Uh, Angels. I got to go under in this one with the Angels and the Rays tonight. Today. All right. Okay, here we go. And hey, Tino here today. Thank you, Tino. Nice to see you. Next up, the Twins will take on the Royals here with Bailey Ober going up against Michael Waka. Waka favored here $1.20. The total 8.5, under 15 or so. It looks like here right now with this one with Ober going up against Waka here for Bailey Ober. He is 0-1 in 2 starts. Twins are 1-1 with Ober on the mound, but he has a 12.15 ERA so far. So hasn't been good, too good here for Ober. But like I said, they did come back and win one of those games. Yeah, 2.4 whip, 355 batting average against here in this one, a 400 BABIP. Having a little bit of control issues too, but so is Michael Waka. Waka's 0-2 so far for Kansas City. They did go over in both of his starts. Minnesota won the game yesterday between these two teams 4-0 to stop the Royals' winning streak over the Twins dating back to last season. Twins are still 4-8 right now, and Royals at 6-6. Waka 4.66 ERA, a 1.55 WHIP, and a 286 batting average against. Here, let's go to the chat and see what you have here. Minnesota and Kansas City. Minnesota's had lost 6 straight games before yesterday's win. 6 straight against 6 straight against Kansas City before yesterday's win. That's what I'm trying to say here anyway. 7 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under, but, these pitchers are struggling. But interesting to note that this series really has been a dead under, and these teams have kind of been slightly under so far this year. Minnesota's 0-2 to the under as a dog. Kansas City, they're trending under slightly so far. They've gone under in 4 of their last 5 games, actually, coming in 4 straight coming into this one. We'll go to the chat, see what you guys have here with Minnesota taking on Kansas City tonight in Kansas City. And I'll go to the chat also, see what you guys have in this one. Here we go, chat. All right. And, you talk about the Brady bunch here and, who were your favorites? Here's Thomas on Kansas City. Jerry says Kansas City and under. Dougie Wise is here. He says take the Guardians today on the run line. Hello, Dougie. Robert likes the under with Minnesota and Kansas City to keep going. And Thomas says he might have a tell on me. He thinks when I clear my throat, that's when I'm, I think one of my, and if you've seen me on, I've played on, I know that I've talked about this before. Everybody makes fun of me a little bit on it. But if you're kind of new to the show, maybe you've seen me. I've played on I've played on national TV. I played on a nationally televised final table before. Maybe you guys have seen it. It's on YouTube. Just type in, I think you can find it. I didn't win, but I got 4th place. All right, good morning to Tariq, and good morning to Dougie as well. All right, better make my call here with Minnesota and Kansas. Hey, look, Minnesota, that was nice for them. I mean, the people were a little bit worried here about Minnesota coming into the season. I'm still not sure that we're totally sold that this team could turn around. The offense has been struggling here, obviously. Both teams averaging just 3.5 runs per game, but the Royals pitching has been a little bit better of late here. So let's see here. Teresa, what is she saying? She says take Kansas City and over. She says take Kansas City and over today. All right. And let's see. I'm a honey barbecue as well. Kind of a Sweet Baby Ray's kind of guy. I like the hickory and brown sugar. All right, I better better make my call here in this one between Minnesota and Kansas City here. I'm going to take the Royals tonight over Minnesota. Couple more games here, or three more games actually here. We're still in the matinee card. 5 games are in the afternoon here. We've got the Brewers and Quinn Priester on the mound going up against Ryan Beltner and the Rockies here in this one. Brewers favored right now. Is that right? Yeah, $1.15 total, 10.5. Maybe juiced a little bit to the over here. A little bit of a move to the over after Milwaukee scored those 17 runs. Yesterday, the runs just kept coming, and Milwaukee's hot. Not only have they won 3 in a row, they basically turned it around after a little bit of a weak start. Milwaukee on a roll. They've won 7 of their last 8 games coming into this one. Colorado, meanwhile, pretty much just the opposite. They've lost 8 of their last 9. They're just 2-9 this season. The Brewers are looking pretty good. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under, but Milwaukee's going over by themselves here, at least last night. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams in Colorado have gone under. Let's go to the chat here, maybe, and see what you have in this one between Milwaukee and Colorado this afternoon. I don't know if we can get to the plays here. Thank you for joining me. We've got Thomas here is on Colorado. Don't worry, Jerry. I like a good, Carolina as well. I like them all. Come on, it's me. But I think if I have my choice, I do go with the sweet, thick molasses style of sauce. All right, Brewers for Dougie after what we saw yesterday, right? Feldner has some good numbers against this Milwaukee's lineup. Teresa likes over. Utah Meek is here today on the Brewers. Tariq says Rockies first 5. Jerry says, maybe you got to try Colorado here to get one of these, right? They got to win eventually right now. They're not going to be so bad. You got to wonder if Colorado, it's a tough division. My man, Buddy Black, has been there a long time, right? You got to wonder here. Look, you don't want to see – Bud Black has done so much for that Colorado team, but even he knows right now that he is going to be on the hot seat. If they can't turn around, I don't want to say that Buddy's going to be gone because they've had, I'm sure, a lot of loyalty to this man. He's been there for 8 years now, but that's how long he was at his previous job. 2-time, World Series champion as a player, and he was a manager of the year. But Bud Black right now, things are going a little bit south here, a little bit. All right. Thomas says Colorado's a consensus play today against Milwaukee. Wow. Oh boy, you guys are on this Colorado team today. All right. I don't want to go against the crew here, but I'm going to go with, I've got Milwaukee here to win this one. I think Milwaukee, I'm going against the chat right now. It does sound like to me that Milwaukee feels like they're on a real roll here a little bit. I'm taking Milwaukee, you guys. I can't help it in this one. All right. Here we go with the Blue Jays are taking on the Red Sox. And man, the Red Sox, they really hung in there, but the Blue Jays got them again. The Blue Jays just keep beating this team. Sometimes it's a blowout. Sometimes it's by 1 run like it was yesterday. It went extra innings yesterday before the 2-1 win for the Blue Jays here over Boston last night. We're going to have Bueller here going up against Chris Bassett.
Final.
For Bassett, a couple of starts, 1-0 record so far, 0.71 ERA for Chris Bassett. It's looking good. When he's got it spinning, he's looking good. 1.1 the whip, 245 batting average against, 364 BABIP. Here, but pretty good control, and he's striking out the batters here so far. 31% K rate for Walker Bueller. 1-1 so far with the Sox. 8.68 ERA. I will think that Bueller will get better here. Look, maybe he's on the downslide of his career a little bit. But hey, look, Boston got him for a reason here, and I'm sure he'll kind of turn it around here right now eventually. But it's going to be Boston $1.15 here, total 8.5 over minus 115. Is that right? Has it really gone down here that we have to update it? Yeah, 8.5 over 15. Let's call it. These lines that I typed in are probably 7 or 8 hours old, I think. So there we go with Blue Jays taking on Boston here today. And first 3 games of the series have gone to the Jays. The Jays are, like I said, they're in a little bit of a winning streak against Boston right now. They are getting the best of it for sure in this series right now. 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Toronto's a dead solid under so far. They've gone under in 10 straight games. They've gone under in all 6 of their games on the road. They've gone under in all 6 of their games as an underdog. Here, 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under. And let's go to the chat here, though, right now. Toronto, like I said, they've definitely had Boston's number here. Carlos Alcaraz totally blitzed Altmaier here in a match just completed in Monte Carlo. All right, let's go to the chat. Red Sox hosting the Blue Jays today. And we have, here we go. Let's see. Blue Jays for the sweep. Thomas says the Red Sox got to get one of these. And I don't know how we got from Mikey's going to have to send me, maybe Mikey, I think there's a contest. Can we win barbecue sauce in the contest? Jerry says under. And Mike talking about those crazy finishes in hockey. I got crushed in hockey so bad there yesterday. I should take the rest of the season off, but I'm never going to do that. Blue Jays continue to be kind of value here, says Terrell. Over for Cash Kane in this one. Tariq likes the over as well. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game, just to, whether or not that's you think it's official or not. I'm just telling you what the line service kind of sent out. Obviously, it did go under when you talk about the move to 8.5, and I don't know. I probably think that's probably the way this one's headed for as well. Give me the under with Toronto and Boston here tonight. All right, a few more here with Cash Kane on the Red Sox. And let's see here. Robert's on the Jays. NYC Bar says Red Sox here. And maybe, or better yet, maybe is that a recipe? Is it a recipe that we can make? Maybe we could put another ingredient in there, and then have sports money barbecue sauce. Okay, there we go. Sports money barbecue sauce is going to keep me here on the channel. Buy our sauce. Keep me here on the channel. Jerry said, I don't want to show that on the screen, Jerry. Nuke says, how about these temperatures here today? Ramon, can you please make sure we're not freezing? Sports money barbecue sauce. We might be onto something here. All right, I'll check the weather out today. here. Make sure I got this right. What game were we talking about there? The Boston. Okay. Yeah, Boston tonight. Temperatures in the mid 40s this afternoon here, if you will, or early evening anyway. And winds blowing from right to left pretty much, 8 or 9 miles an hour, maybe a little bit out to left field. Crosswind for sure here with Toronto and Boston. All right. Oh, Mikey was a pitmaster. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. I do agree. Who said that good ribs don't need sauce? A little dry rub. Look, they're all like I said, I'm a big meat fan. Probably not going to protest, Jerry. Jerry, just send the meat. I'll be the judge of. All right, here we go. One more tonight. We got a night game, thank goodness, here with the Phillies taking on the Braves. We saw the Braves lose that game last night to the Phils. Final score 4-3. The Phillies won it to even this series here. You've got Jesus Luzardo on the mound here. Pretty good numbers against this Atlanta lineup coming into today. And for Spencer Schwellenbach, he's also shown well against the Phillies in his starts against them. For Luzardo here in this one, he comes in with a 2-0 record, a 1.5 ERA, 0.91 whip, 167 batting average against, and a 273 BABIP. He's striking out 41% of the batters so far is Luzardo. For Spencer Schwellenbach, the numbers are even better. 2 starts, a 1-0 record. Atlanta actually lost one of the starts. No ERA, hasn't given anything up so far. He's not walking hitters. He's striking out 30% of the hitters. 0.286 the whip. 068 batting average against. Look, we know Schwellenbach, another in the long line of Braves prospects, it feels like, over the years, right? And this man here, a pretty good pitcher so far, no doubt about it. Let's talk about these two, though, here in this one with the Phillies coming in 8-3. Atlanta, look, we're 2-9. We're not, throwing them away just yet. I'm sure Atlanta will come back a little bit to the pack here. Maybe they're down, but still, let's take a look. Atlanta here with that record so far. A little bit of a struggle, but 8 of the last 11 games between these two teams have gone under, dating back to last season. Atlanta has gone under so far in 6 of their last 9 games overall. Phillies actually 3-2 to the over on the road here. Let's go to the chat and see if we can't get a pick from you guys in this one. Phillies and Atlanta tonight, our night game. Thank goodness. Here we go. We've got Cash Gain going with the under. Thomas is on Atlanta. And Tariq says Phillies first 5, maybe under. NYC Bars on the under. James Parm is on the under as well. All right. I got to go with Atlanta in this one. Schwellenbach's been looking really solid so far. The total here now, let me see. I have it there on screen as 8 under 20, but right now it's mostly 7.5s. Here. Oh, Philly. Oh, boy, I just went against the chat. Oh, no, under. Under here is the consensus play. Okay. Between Philadelphia and Atlanta. Okay, got it. Under's the consensus. That's it for the major leagues today. I'm in Atlanta. Let's go to the NBA next. With the Cavs here on the road against the Pacers. Let's open up our NBA playbook for tonight and take a look at our 5 matchups with Cleveland here on the road, favored by, this is wrong. This is just a typo, actually. I just have the wrong. We got the right total, just the wrong spread here. The Pacers are pretty big favorite overall. The Cavs may be resting players here for sure tonight with that spread, but I don't think it was ever five, was it here? But we'll see who's out tonight for the Cavs. We know Spider Mitchell's out with that ankle sprain. Strus is out. Mobley's out. Garland is out. Craig Porter are probable here tonight. Indiana. Look, I think for them, they're probably in a position where they still probably feel the need, maybe to win, one or two more games, try to catch the Knicks. I've said they're kind of stuck here in fourth place. I still kind of believe that, but Cleveland, they're probably resigned to the fact that they're going to finish with the second best record right now. So still a pretty big number, but look, when we've seen these big numbers right now, right? We saw it yesterday with Orlando a little bit. It just feels like, these type of teams are getting the job done. These, I don't want to call them faux favorites. They're favored for a reason, but again, you got to wonder what is Cleveland's motivation tonight here. Obviously, as a 9.5-point underdog. Not to mention the Pacers are one of the hottest teams in the league so far, or right now for sure. Let's see what you guys have. Are you guys willing to do it? Do you think the Pacers can get a double-digit victory here? The Cavs, when they've been in kind of this situation, now it's not. It's late in the season now, but when they've been a little bit shorthanded, they actually have fought pretty good in a couple of games. Let's go to the chat, though, here, see what you have. Carolina Hurricanes getting steam right now in the NHL against Washington. They were $1.15, but they're going up to $1.25, it looks like here right now. Carolina taking the steam this morning. Here we go with Thomas on Cleveland, James on the Pacers here. Here's Pacers first half, full game, team total over. Take them, Pacers. Here's Pacers on the spread here in this one, and I think the spread kind of tells the story here. The Cavs are probably going to mail this one in. It feels like I'm taking Indiana to win by double digits here. Just trust the line, trust the odds makers. Here's NYC Bar says too much of an adjustment. Even if Cleveland ends up playing a bunch of reserves, they'll cover the spread. All right. Robert likes under in the first half. How about that? All right, next up, we've got the Knicks taking on the Pistons here in this one. Pistons are favored by 4, and the total is up to 229 here with Detroit at home against the Knicks. And there we go. Okay, so let's see how we're going to attack this one. What is going on with these two teams coming in, right? You got to figure right now for the Knicks. They're just trying to stay ahead here with 3 games left ahead of the Pacers. Pacers would pretty much have to win them all, and the Knicks would have to lose. But, hey, they're an underdog here. Pistons, meanwhile, they're going to finish probably in 6. Maybe they could catch the Bucks. I don't think they're going to fall down. In fact, I think Pistons have, is it close? Have they clinched that top 6 position here a little bit? I think so, right? Yeah, okay. I think so there. I'm just trying to check it out there real quick. Pistons here, favored by 4. They've lost 2 in a row coming into this one. The Pistons lost to Sacramento and Memphis at home last 2 games. Not good. They've had a little bit of struggles here of late. Knicks, meanwhile, have won 2 of their last 3 coming into this one. The Knicks have covered the spread in 6 of their last 7 games overall. Meanwhile, Detroit just 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over, but the Knicks have gone under in 5 of their last 6, and the Knicks have gone 12-5-1 against the spread against Detroit in the last 18 matchups between these two Eastern Conference rivals here. But you know what? I've got the Knicks today to get this one on the road. I'm going to take them plus the points. Give me the Knicks here in this one today, plus the 4. It's even down to 3.5 here at a few spots, it looks like. So I know that the public here is pretty heavy on the Pistons here. Okay, let's see. And I think you guys will be too. I might be in the minority. All right, here we go. Terrell says, is Cleveland locked into that spot? Yeah, I do feel Cleveland's certainly into their spot. Thomas here is on Detroit. James Parham is on Detroit. And NYC Bars with me on the Knicks. And Tariq says, got to be concerned tonight with Hart and OG Anunoby missing this one. Robert's on the Knicks here. And Robert's also on the over here. All right, next up is the Hawks taking on the Brooklyn Nets. And the Hawks are favored by 13. The total 220. No, the total's much higher than that. These totals are starting to go, high. Is this hockey? 233 right now, spread maybe up to 13.5 in a few spots here, with the Hawks expected to kind of rock these guys a little bit on the road. We've seen a lot of these teams that are the haves are winning against the have-nots, it feels like. But Brooklyn does feel like the team that, I don't know, they're still kind of pitching in there and getting some things done. They did beat New Orleans last time out at home. They did lose to Toronto and Minnesota at home, got rocked pretty good. Similar spot maybe to this one, though, actually. They were 14-point dogs against Minnesota, lost by 15. They did cover at Dallas. So you just got to it's just a matter of is the spread too high type of thing. And, well, at least you're getting Brooklyn at home, if that means anything. But let's go to the chat here, kind of look at this matchup and this series. It's definitely been a Brooklyn series. The Brooklyn Nets have covered 8 straight meetings against the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks have lost 4 of their last 5 games coming into this one. So they've had some struggles here. They lost to Orlando as a dog on the road. There a couple of nights ago, they did beat up on Utah, but they didn't get the money in a spot just like this. They were favored by 13.5. They won by 13. Lost at home against the Knicks as a slight dog. They did cover as an underdog at Dallas, but they failed as a home favorite miserably against Detroit, against Portland. So does feel like, hey, look, the Nets obviously have their number a bit. Sure, Brooklyn's lost 15 of their last 20. They've been pretty bad. Brooklyn's gone over in 5 of their last 6. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over, and Atlanta's gone over in 9 of their last 12 games. I got to take the Brooklyn Nets here in this one against Atlanta. They're still showing some heart here a little bit, despite their, Brooklyn has finished out of the postseason here for sure. But of all those teams, it does feel like they're the one kind of giving the most effort still here a little bit, having won that last game. Go to the chat and see what you guys have in this one. I've seen these favorites definitely covering some numbers for sure. But all right, here we go. Nick's money line for cash game. That other one. Thomas is on. Brooklyn, we won't stop. Says sports money is money. Nasty Nate says, how about those Celtics? They did get the second quarter again. Robert's on Brooklyn. Tariq is on the Hawks. Team total over. Nuke says, tongue in cheek here, or maybe maybe Nuke says, you know what, we don't have a lot of sports tonight. Even I'd take a few more NBA games. I don't think that's the case. NYC bars on the Nets, and Thomas says the Nets ended up being a consensus play here. Wow. Okay, nobody wants Atlanta tonight. James Farm also on Brooklyn. And Terrell says just too many points for this Atlanta team to cover on the road. The Pelicans are at the Bucks tonight. You got the Bucks favored by 15.5 points on these Pelicans here in this one. The total 220. Another one where it's gone up just a 222 maybe, but another one where the totals are going higher, and maybe the line is 16 now in this one. Between the Pelicans and the Bucks. So let's see what you have here. And look, Pelicans have a whole host of is a Poppy over here with the win over Rude. So we got a tennis winner there. Also, just moments ago, the Florida Panthers got steamed in their matchup against Detroit tonight. They were maybe just over a $2 favorite, but they're going to be at 225 or higher here, it looks like, with Florida taking the steam against the Red Wings just moments ago. All right. So lots of players out of this game for the Pelicans, and others are questionable. Meanwhile, Giannis is in, Connaughton questionable, but for the Pelicans, you've got Messi questionable, Brown questionable, Alvarado. I mean, he's playing on one leg, it feels like, and he doesn't need to play, but he's a gamer. But by the end of the game the other night, he couldn't even walk, it looked like, with that calf injury. Olynyk out, Hawkins out, McCollum, of course, has been out now for a couple of weeks. He's done for the year, we know, and all those injuries for the Pelicans, it's been pretty much a disaster. Meanwhile, for Milwaukee, they're trying to stay ahead of Detroit, it feels like, for the number 5 spot. That's got to be their priority right now. Just to stay ahead of Detroit. I'm going to go ahead and lay it here with Milwaukee tonight. Lay the big points against the Pels.
Steam play.
Here we go with New Orleans for Thomas. He'll take the points here. And Tariq says Bucks team total over. James Farm says too many points. Nuke says smash it, like it, pass it around. Terrell says Pels under team total. They will have trouble tonight. And NYC Bar has to take the over here, and why not? The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game between New Orleans and Milwaukee. 14 of the last 17 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Milwaukee here also has covered 4 of their last 5 overall. Pelicans just 2-4 against the spread, their last 6 against Milwaukee. One more in the NBA tonight. It's going to be the Wolves taking on the Grizzlies. Ooh, this seems like a scary. The Grizzlies here are favored in this one. No, the Timberwolves are favored in this one now. Let's check out what's going on here. This one feels like it's going back and forth a little bit. Timberwolves favored by 1, maybe even 1.5 here at a few spots. Total's actually dropped to 231.5 here. The widely reported steam came in on Memphis, but right now the obvious move seems to be on the Timberwolves here. Let's see what you got in this one with Minnesota and Memphis. Memphis is hot again all of a sudden. I don't know if they can call them that, but they have won 3 games in a row. Memphis is just 1-12 against the spread. Their last 13 games at home. They've also just gone 5-15 ATS in their last 20. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. They met on January 20th. Memphis won it 108-106 as a 5-point favorite. They also won at Minnesota in January. So this meeting here at Memphis, and the Timberwolves are favored. Minnesota's 6-3 ATS against Memphis. The last 9 meetings between these two teams. Minnesota 5-1 straight up, last 6 overall. So Minnesota's played well. Memphis not so much, but all of a sudden, Memphis with their wins over Miami, Detroit, and Charlotte. Minnesota lost to Milwaukee the other night in that dismal fourth quarter that saw Milwaukee rally from a 24-point deficit to win by 7. I believe that's what happened in that game. So let's go to the chat and see what you have in the matchup tonight. Our 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Pacific here with Minnesota and the Memphis Grizzlies. Not much from you guys. It looks like tough game. Here's Tariq says, I'll lean to the over and I'll lean heavily. So no, we don't even have, we've got leans. We've got leans. We're holding up walls here, it feels like. And bounce back for the Wolves here. That's what I feel like too, Terrell. Give me the Minnesota Timberwolves in this one over Memphis here tonight. I'll take the Wolves. All right, and I think that's going to do it for the. We got a big card here in the NHL, so we better get on it with it and help, because I whiffed. I could not get one pick right in the NHL. Boy, it was rough. It was because it was rough because we'd actually been doing very, very well with the show picks for sure in hockey, but not there. All right, here we go. The Sabres are on the road taking on the Blue Jackets here. Look, it's been a nice finish for the Sabres to the season, and maybe it's been actually a little bit clunky here for the Blue Jackets, but you see the line there on screen, but it's higher than that. And again, even in these games, when you see this kind of move, you got to kind of respect it here a little bit with the Blue Jackets. Yeah, the Sabres have been pretty terrific here. It's funny, you think about the NHL standings here in this game. You look at the current situation with Columbus and the Sabres, but the Sabres are done. And they virtually have the same record. Well, not the same record, but they both have 35 wins so far this season. It's just been Columbus's, they've been able to get a few overtime wins here and shootout wins, and they're still alive. And I think that's good enough for me to take them here. I'm actually going to take Columbus here at $1.40. Great job, Buffalo. Too little, too late. They're on a great winning streak here right now that has just ended up just a little bit too short. Columbus is probably going to end up, shy of the playoffs. They'd need to win them all right now. Here just to catch the teams in the wild card chase, the Montreal Canadiens, basically. Columbus has lost 3 of the last 4, but I have them here tonight. I'm taking Columbus over Buffalo. Let's go to the chat here and see what you have with. Robert says you got to take the Blue Jackets as well. Next up is the Red Wings taking on the Panthers. You've got Talbot going up against Bobrovsky here. We'll fire up the goalie computer, even though we might not need it. I think we're on the rent-a-goalies here, not in this game, but it does feel like after last night. I'm sold. I don't think it was a fluke what happened last night. I thought we had teams contending for playoff spots or positioning, but it doesn't look like we do. And it looks like most of the teams are ready to pack it in and get either onto the golf course or into the playoffs here. Now, Florida did win to end that losing streak last time out. You got to figure they needed some momentum and they did hammer Toronto there. A hammer. They beat them 3-1. Good performance by the Panthers there. But right now, it does for me. Detroit, their situation currently. They're chasing Montreal as well. They have the same number of points as Columbus here, and the Islanders and the Rangers, for that matter. But Florida, they're still kind of battling in the Atlantic a little bit. They could still move up here, especially the fact that they beat Toronto last game to kind of close in on Tampa a little bit. The current line is higher than that 205, isn't it? It really hasn't gone up that much. I thought the steam came in here a little bit. I'm taking the Panthers on the puck line in this one against Detroit. Give me the Panthers here. And here's some picks from you guys. Jermaine makes it for the hockey, his favorite. Here's James Parham on the under here. I don't know if I can take an under after what we saw yesterday. I mean, look at those scores yesterday. I said on another show, go under in the Grand Salami at 30.5. Yesterday, they scored 49 goals. I mean, it was crazy. Because every game was tied. It felt like late. Nobody wanted to win. Hi, Stop Geo. Nice to have you. Robert's on the Panthers here with me. NYC Bar likes the under. Next up, you got the Hurricanes and the Capitals here. Not to be overlooked right now with Carolina taking on Washington. Two very good teams for sure coming into this one. Whoops. All right. And we'll see here, though, how these two teams will approach it here tonight with Carolina. It feels like they're going to come in second place in the Metro for sure. I don't think they'll lose much ground here late. And for the Capitals, well, let's face it, it looks like they have the division wrapped up. They're maybe not going to catch Winnipeg, but hey, all you can do is win them all. Carolina's lost 3 in a row coming in. Capitals are in here off of a loss. They've been alternating wins and losses, actually. They got rocked by the Islanders 4-1 last time out. For Carolina here, losses to Detroit, Boston, and Buffalo. They're basically 3 teams that aren't going to the playoffs. It really is what it feels like there with those reading off those teams there. So not good, Carolina, right now to be in a little bit of a slump here at this point, but we'll see what they do against the Capitals here tonight. How serious will these two teams take it tonight? For the Caps here, they've won 7 of their last 8 at home, but they've lost 5 of their last 7 overall. So winning at home, losing on the road. Carolina, meanwhile, has won 8 of the last 11 meetings against Washington here, but they've gone 1-4 straight up on their last 5 games on the road, despite winning 12 of their last 17 games overall. Carolina's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games coming into this one. And Washington's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games coming in here. Carolina right now, $1.25 or so here. They've definitely, we said the widely reported steam did come in here on Carolina today in this one. So can they turn it around? Can they beat this Washington team? And is there a little bit of Ovi hangover here after the great situation, after the great game there against the Island? I say great game. They lost the game, but all the emotion that played out, and now Washington can put that behind them and focus in on the task at hand in the playoffs. And this is one of the teams, obviously, here that they'll be competing against in the postseason. So, all right. Let's see what you've got here in this one. I think I don't know. I'm not calling it a narrative, but I do think Carolina might be able to do this. Here's NYC Bar says he'll take him on the puck line and lay $2 or more. And Berrettini struggling. Oh no, my play here with Berrettini struggling against Musetti here. Rangers are taking some steam right now, and we're going to talk about that matchup next against the Islanders. The Rangers are getting steamed here, and they're going to end up a favorite. In fact, let's just move on. Let's get this play in. And Robert, right? Because or is it reasonable, right? Maybe it's a little bit too high, actually, considering here, but does feel like a pretty solid move. In fact, I have 120 on screen. Some books are up to 135 with the Hurricanes here today, and I'm going to take the Hurricanes in this one.
Play.
All right, we got to get to this game because both the side and the total are getting steamed right now. Here, Washington coasting Carolina look-ahead spot. Thank you to Sports Money for that. Here we go. Let's get to this one, Rangers and Islanders, because the steam's coming in right now, not only on the Rangers, but also on the over as we speak. I'm showing Islanders here, $1. We're $1.25, but right now they're going down here, $1.20, $1.15. Maybe the sharp books are down too. The Rangers are taking the steam, and the over is taking the steam at well. 5.5 over 20, over 25 or so. Rangers have lost 3 straight games. You know, the Islanders had a hangover of their own after beating Washington. They ended up in one of those crazy games against Nashville the other night, 7-6. We're seeing more of these ugly, high-scoring games here. Now, you would think maybe with these two teams we wouldn't get that, but these two were playing some big-time overs before the Rangers won 4-0 last month at home against the Islanders, but all the other games have been going over between these two teams. And with this widely reported steam coming in on the over, wow, I kind of like this. Maybe I got to get on it here a little bit. Rangers have lost 8 of their last 11 coming in. 9 of the last 12 games have gone over for the Islanders. 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Rangers have actually gone under in 5 of their last 7 on the road. Rangers have won 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams coming in. So I'm going to take the Rangers here to win. I'm going to trust this team a little bit. They kind of own this series. I'm taking the Rangers over the Isles here tonight. And let's see what we got. Not much here. Thomas giving us a thumbs up. Jets, Stars here with the Jets on the road. They're an underdog here in this high-profile matchup. And look, the motivation for these teams right now coming in with the Stars favored, minus $1.20 total, pretty much 5.5 flat, it feels like right now coming into this one. You've got Winnipeg just 4 points clear of the Stars. It's not over. 4 games left in the season. The Stars are at home here. They could catch them in the Central Division right now. It's a pretty exciting finish out of the races so far. This one does feel like the one where maybe there is a little bit of intensity and excitement here tonight, but who's going to win it? That's the key. With Dallas at $1.25, $1.30 here right now. I don't know. Dallas is struggling all of a sudden to hit the finish line, and Winnipeg is coming in off of a win over St. Louis, 3-1 at home. They got to stop St. Louis's winning streak there. But Dallas with losses here to Pittsburgh, Minnesota, and Vancouver, kind of taking their home record a little bit. You know, they've been so solid at home. They've actually lost 2 of their 2 straight at home, 3 in a row where they went on the road to Minnesota and then came back at home, lost to Vancouver. So let's go to the chat here. I feel like I want to be on Winnipeg, you guys. Let's see what you got. Anything here? Maybe these are this game. I don't know. And Thomas just says hit the like button. I'm going to take Winnipeg here in this one against Dallas tonight. Give me the Jets. I think I like the total here, but give me the Jets on the show. All right. I might be going contrarian on some of these because of after last night. Maybe I was too, I don't want to say chalky, but man, what did we do? What happened here yesterday? Now, I will say this, right? We did go with St. Louis on the show. They ended up kind of going off as a favorite for the most part, but then with Connor McDavid got announced, and he's back, so we'll see right there, right, with Edmonton and St. Louis last night. But man, Calgary on the road, no go. The Wild on the puck line, Rangers puck line, no chance. Tampa Bay puck line, no. Ramon, not good. Let's go. All right. Next up, we've got Vancouver taking on the Avalanche with my man Thatcher Demko going up here for the Canucks. He's up against Blackwood of the Avalanche. Look, Vancouver's on the road, man. That's where we like them here, and they're getting a nice, juicy price, it feels like. But let's see what you have here in this one with Vancouver on the road. Vancouver has lost 4 of their last 6. Vancouver's lost 4 of the last 6 meetings against the Colorado Avalanche. Vancouver's gone over in 9 of their last 10 games on the road, but Colorado's gone under in 5 of their last 7 games overall. Colorado has gone 12-2 at home in their last 14 games. But we know Vancouver has been one of the best road teams of this season. They're 20-14 on the road. Still, they haven't been a great underdog, that's for sure, this year. But let's see what you got here with Vancouver and Colorado tonight. And I'll make my call as well. Yes, we did skip the Blackhawks and the Bruins. You're not imagining things here. All right. Anything from the chat? Not much. James Parham likes the over. I like the Vancouver Canucks here in this one. Give me Vank on the road. Oh, you know what? Let me look at the puck line here. Let me give myself a chance. If I had a rough day yesterday, I better try to make sure we get some wins. If it's too outrageous, I'll back off. But I think it's actually minus $1.40 here. Better give me the puck line though. I'm steaming after yesterday, so hey, I'm a little gun shy. All right, on the ice. Give me Vancouver though in this one at Colorado plus a goal and a half. All right, next up, the Predators in Utah. I know this one. See, Utah, they're still breathing at this point. They'd need to win them all. They have 84 points right now. So with 4 games remaining, the thing is the Blues only have 2 games remaining right now. So the Blues are, they'd have to lose them both. And Utah would have to win all 4, I think, for them just to make it there to try to catch Minnesota or St. Louis. I mentioned they both actually have 93 points right now coming in, but Minnesota has 3 games left. So let's go here. Predators and Utah Hockey Club tonight. For Nashville, they've lost 6 of their last 7 games overall. They've actually lost 4 of the last 6 meetings against Utah. Coming in, Utah's won 4 of their last 5 and 6 of their last 8 games at home. Utah has defeated Nashville 8 of their last 10 games at home, although don't forget, those were in Arizona for the most part, all of them here. Nashville's gone under in 7 of their last 8 games on the road. These are 2 under teams, make no mistake. I just don't know. I think the unders might be over, if you know what I mean. Nashville ended their losing streak, however, last time out with that 7-6 win over the Islanders a couple nights ago. Utah's been hot, but it's too little too late, it feels like. They've won 2 in a row. 4 of their last 5. They're coming in off of wins over Winnipeg and Seattle here coming in. So Utah just 14-25 as a puck line favorite. Nashville 20-18 as a puck line dog. Let's go to the chat here. Nasty Nate says the Bruins will smash. Charles Sharp is on the Canes. And I think that's going to do it for you guys in this one. You guys are probably feeling like I am, man, a little bit with this hockey, right? I just want to get to the postseason, maybe, is the way I feel. All right. What are the Predators on the puck line? The $1.65. I mean, the $1.50 here for Nashville. Gosh. Give me the over in this one with Nashville and Utah. I've got the over here tonight. Look, I know that these teams are going, under probably more than any of them on this card a little bit. You got Nashville 13-25 to the under as a dog. Utah 16-22 to the under at home, but man, I just feel like everything's going over right now. Charles Sharp might go over with me. He might lean to the Islanders in that other game. He might be behind us, actually. Kraken and the Golden Knights here tonight in Las Vegas. And we've got the Kraken, the $2 dog here, Golden Knights, minus 250, 5.5 over at minus 120. Joey Decord expected in here. Let me see if there's any confirmations with the goalies since I've been going pretty fast here. Bob is confirmed in here just 5 minutes ago for Florida tonight. Bob in net against the Detroit Red Wings here. And I think that might be it for the confirmed goal. Yeah, nothing yet. So let's roll here with these teams. Kraken here at the Golden Knights. We know how good the Golden Knights have been at home, of course. And did see some steam here just a few moments ago. Oops, let me make sure I got this right here. On the Boston Bruins. We didn't mention that game against Chicago, but Boston is taking some steam right now at $1.75 or higher. Just moments ago, you heard it, steam here on the Bruins against the Blackhawks tonight. All right, matchup here with Seattle and Vegas. Seattle's lost 6 of the last 7 meetings here in Las Vegas between these two teams. Total's gone under in 6 straight games for the Golden Knights coming in. 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two have gone under. Seattle comes in having won 3 of their last 4 before getting blown out by Utah 7-1. We had Utah on the puck line in that one for sure. Vegas lost at Colorado the other night, 3-2. They're not dominating any teams, but they're still 7-3. Last 10 games at home. Won 8 of their last 11 overall coming into this one. So, for Seattle, right now, they have now officially been eliminated. So, we'll see. Maybe they're playing for pride. Maybe, just maybe, Vegas is saying, I think we're clear here. 6 points clear of the Kings. The Kings have 5 games left. Right now, and the Knights 4 games left. It's a 6-point lead for the Golden Knights, but they are at home here. They should get it done. Let's see what you have though in this one with Seattle and VGK here tonight. And we've got Jets for Charles. Hi, there you go. Boston team total over in that one for Jermaine. And Spoons is here. He's got his plays today. Angels, Rockies, and Bobby Witt the man to go over 1.5 bases. Jermaine says lay it with Vegas tonight. I don't want to fade Jermaine, but I am taking Seattle on the puck line here, plus 1.5 tonight against VGK. Right now, Seattle plus 1.5, minus 130. That's what I'm on. All right, we got one more here, and it'll be the battle in LA between the Anaheim Ducks and the LA Kings. The Kings are minus 350 or so. Some sharp books are starting to mow it down here a little bit. Maybe they're willing to take the Ducks tonight in the matchup. Maybe 350 is a general line, but there are a couple of books out there that have shown down to 310 or under here a little bit. So maybe there's some action on the Ducks a little bit, but you've got Luke Dostal going up against Kemper, been pretty terrific, but man, I don't know. Maybe the Ducks could hang in here in this one. And look, I want to kind of go with a lot of overs here tonight, but maybe this is one I could stay under. Kings were on a winning streak before they lost the last one to Seattle 2-1 last time out. But again, we're getting to that point, man. I don't know if we're going to get many 2-1 games left here. The Kings, maybe they have a chance. They got to stay ahead of Edmonton. They're only 2 points ahead of Edmonton. They do have one game in hand against the Oilers, however. And meanwhile, the Ducks, their season ended with their last loss, despite the fact that they've won 2 games in a row here. Their season is over. He's still playing LA, so maybe there's a little bit of motivation there. They beat Edmonton. They beat Calgary at home. And we'll see what happens here. I'm going to go under. This is the only game I'm willing to go under on this whole card, I think, tonight. I'm probably going to go over in every game except this one. And I'm not even sure I'm right here after what we saw with those scores yesterday. But I'm going to try the under just because I think the Ducks may be in a situation. We could see another 2-1 or 3-2. I just am scared to say that after all those overs last night. So give me the under here, though, in this one at 5.5. It is slightly juiced right now to the over. Hey, maybe it'll sneak up to 6. It's 5.5 over 20 for the most part. Kings are still 16-31 to the under as a favorite. Ducks are 15-22 to the over on the road. And that's going to do it for the hockey. That's going to do it for the morning steam. But let me get a couple of plays out here, actually. Speaking of unders, I want to take the under in both games today at the Frozen Four. They're both mostly 6, it feels like. In fact, Denver, Western Michigan is starting to get down to 5.5. It opened as high as 6.5. Not much value here, but I've got the under in Denver and Western Michigan. Game 1 of the Frozen Four tonight. It goes at 5 Eastern and 2 Pacific. The Frozen Four being played in St. Louis this season. So also in the other game between Penn State and Boston U, I'm going to go under in that one as well. Now you can get some 6.5 under 20s actually in that one. And I prefer that here. I'm not looking to go necessarily with that plus money here in the Frozen Four. And, for me, other than watching a lot of these playoffs, regular. Now I did watch the Bean Pot. I watched all the game. I watched them all. I watched Boston and the Bean Pot. So did watch all the Bean Pot. And, my college hockey mostly was postseason viewing. Of course, yes, there were some afternoon games and get a chance to peek in on some on ESPN Plus. And, college hockey is a good follow. So anyway, my plays here on the under in both games actually today in the Frozen Four. All right, I think that's going to do it here for the morning steam. I want to thank everybody for joining me here on the show. I don't know what else we can cover here today, but I do want to take a look at the Masters leaderboard here right now with 4 golfers tied atop: Steven Jaeger, Chris Kirk, Joaquin Niemann. Watch out. And we have a new leader at the Masters, Aaron Rai. With a birdie, he moves to 3 under through 7 holes. Aaron Rai here, the Englishman now in the lead by himself at the Masters. Did anybody grab Aaron Rai here? Also, plenty of golfers at 1 under right now. Benny On, Grazerman up there as well. Terrell Hatton, Davis Thompson just birdied to move to 1 under as well. Jordan Spieth and Bobby Mack at 1 under currently at the Masters. All right. It's going to do it here for the show. We'll run the drawing. We got 3 consensus plays. That's it. All right, Thomas, let's see what we can do with it. Let's see if we can get a winner tonight with the consensus parlay. Who's going to win it? Joe, Subhuman, Teresa, Sports Money, We Won't Stop, NYC Bar, Jim Casey, Thomas Lewis, Jermaine, Flea Mathis, Stop Geo. Stop Geo has won the contest tonight. Thank you, Stop Geo, for being a great contributor and stopping by every day to say hello. Good luck to Stop Geo. It's going to do it here for the Morning Steam. We'll be back at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific tomorrow with more Morning Steam. Don't forget Mikey Money and the crew. Mikey Money comes in at you 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific tonight with pre-gaming. You'll get you ready for we'll get you ready for one baseball game. I know that. You'll also get you ready for NBA. Probably a big night for Mikey, maybe in the NHL. Maybe he'll have some Frozen 4 on that late game. I know he's been following this Penn State team, so maybe he'll have something going there. And also, don't forget, all of our programming still available. Look, the Masters are just getting underway. You can watch the boys, just a 25-minute video there. I give you permission to watch them on 1.5 times speed so you can get those plays in today for the Masters. Don't forget, my plays are up for the Masters as well over at winnable.com. They're behind my paywall this week. I've put 8 golfers in this week. Top winner, outright winners, top 5s, only top 10s this week. I'm not recommending any top 20s with just a 94, 93 man field here. I'm going to focus on top 10s a little bit. One of my players is only a top 10 because 100 to 1, 125, 100 to 1 shots do not win the Masters. That's pretty much a fact. So anything over 100 to 1, I'm kind of coming in a little bit with a top 10, I believe, in that one. As well, but got a bunch of golfers here. And in fact, I'm going to read off and look just a couple of plays here. I don't know if we can do anything with this, but maybe. Anyways, go over to winnable.com, use the promo code STEAM to save 20%. I did play a few golfers here. Let me get my face on the screen here there a little bit. A few other plays that I made. Jeff really likes Minwoo Lee, so I did take him as a top Australasian at plus 225. That's Oceania. That's the islands, and he's not in the Asian group. He's in the Australasian or the Oceania Pacific group. But I also took Minwoo Lee 9-1 for the rest of the world. That's all the golfers that aren't American. Took Grazerman as the top debutant. It's looking pretty good here currently at 1 under. There also, I took Harmon as a top lefty this week. I did take Echeverria in a top 20 here, so pretty good results here right now. And also, I took a trifecta with Scotty, Bryson, and Rom at 750 to 1. So look, those are 3 favorite guys, and that's a pretty interesting little trifecta there in that one. So okay, just want to read a few plays off. You could I don't know how many of those are still available there a little bit, but there are matchups available as well. So thanks everybody. Enjoy the Masters. I'm about to fire them up on all the screens today. Maybe check out a little baseball. Back here tomorrow. Check out also the rugby coverage from Dan and Smypey underneath the videos tab, and First Strike is underway as well. There, the guys gave out their best 3 plays for the card and VB MMA picks. We had Clint McLean on this week. That's going to do it. We'll be back tomorrow for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
For cover, that's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. When we make the 100-yard dash to the window, I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA, stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam, Ramon Scott, sports money. Wake your ass up and let's get to